my name is Christina Chandler, and in today's discussion I'm joined by
Knox Chandler,
Fiona Lindstrom,
Nancy Landstrom.
And today's discussion is going to be about the subject of persuasion in speeches, and then some examples from other aspects such as persuasive writing and persuasive usage in other fields such as business. And I have a few questions prepared. So the first one was, in the chapter in my textbook about persuasion, it states that the most believable speeches use good evidence. So how do you guys think evidence can be used to persuade someone? So in speeches or in any way?
Well, I think that if you were to tell someone something and not have any reasons or like evidence why that statement is true, then they'd be less likely to believe you. But if you were to have good evidence and back up your claim, then it'd be more believable.
Get your facts straight,
Mm-hmm.
and use good resources, experts, or other reference material that knows what it's talking about.
yeah, you can use good sources, use facts that are grounded in reality.
Okay.
In your
It's
presentation,
pretty
I suppose
essential, I think, to making a good argument.
you should also believe what you're talking about yourself. You'll be much more persuasive if you do.
So if you guys were listening to a speech, what is something that someone could say to make you believe what they're saying?
If they answer a question directly and don't beat around the bush like politicians often do, like you saw in the debate probably when people were answering questions.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really like how both of them were kind of avoiding the questions that were being asked,
Mm-hmm. And also
which
they
is common, I guess.
use a lot of like facts, less of opinion. Or they can use some opinion, but also like actually put facts inside the speech.
So like using what they think and then maybe some like facts to back it up, so
Back
it
that
up,
you can
yes.
believe what they're saying about
Like
what they think.
understand why they think that.
Okay, so the second question is, I read an article in the Wall Street Journal that was talking about persuasion in business, and they were talking about a technique called reciprocity, and which is a mutual exchange with mutual benefit. So how do you think you could incorporate that into a speech and use that to persuade people on what you're saying?
When I'm talking to somebody as a business person and I want to do business with them, I want to trade, say, with another country or another corporation, it doesn't have to be a country, reciprocity would mean that I point out what they will get out of this agreement and naturally what I or my company will get out of the agreement as well.
Yeah, it's good to say in a speech like what is going to happen and what will benefit them, so then they'll be more persuaded to do whatever you're trying to persuade them to do.
So what if the speech was about, let's say, something that, not so much that the presenter wants you to do something, but it's just a speech about, I don't know, just something, it's just a persuasive speech, but it's not, maybe it's getting you to change a difference of opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to persuade you to do that. What could they say that would give you mutual benefit?
Well, they could say how us changing our minds or thinking a different way would like affect like the future and how like it would
Well, and it would
benefit the world.
it would improve their chances of getting what they want
Exactly,
as
yeah.
well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not only yours, but theirs. And they need to understand, they won't be persuaded if they don't think they're going to get what they want out of it, or
Yeah.
at least a good part of it.
Okay. So the third question is, fallacy is an error in logic. So what are some ways you think you can prevent those in speeches and putting them out to the world and your audience?
Probably if you're like having to research for your speech, to like make sure you use credible sources or like books and like good websites, not like ones that are probably false.
Mm-hmm.
Like make sure that you have
Good solid facts from
Yeah.
good solid research, for example. Yes,
Mhm.
you mentioned research.
What other ways
By
can we
people.
prevent it?
Huh?
I was just asking what other ways.
Yeah, you definitely want to have good sources, she said. But yeah, you want to avoid commonly used fallacies and commonly used mistakes. Like avoid attacking people ad hominem,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
attacking the
double check.
other argument.
What were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna say that to make sure that you double check, even if it is a credible source, to make sure
Exactly.
that it is in fact true.
Use something besides Wikipedia.
Yeah. Books.
Well, really, when
Ask
you're
experts.
doing any kind of research on something, you really want to get more than one opinion from people who know what they're talking or writing about.
Mm-hmm. So having multiple people check the sources and the credibility of them, checking different, like maybe different websites on the same subject to see if each fact stays the same.
Yeah, or
and
not
like
even
what they're
websites,
saying.
like maybe books, because those have to be like edited and a whole bunch
Oh,
of
yeah.
stuff. You know, they have to be credible to publish.
Mm-hmm.
Or talk to like someone who already studies in the field that you're
Talking
talking about, if there is one.
Yeah, like people talking about your your mother's husband is an expert in his field, and he was asked when the thing was going on down in Oregon at the Malheur. He was one of the experts that they checked with because he knows what he's talking
Yeah.
about.
You
So
need
they-
people
So
like
you know
you.
that's a good credible
What
thing.
he was
I don't
saying.
know that he swayed everybody, but certainly what he was telling them was factual.
Yeah.
And they asked him because that's.
And they asked him because of that, yes.
Yeah.
Because he knew what he was talking about.
So
He
you
knows
gotta
what he was
know
talking about.
who the right people are, the right documents, all that good stuff. That way you can't be told that what you're saying is false.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all the questions I have. So thank you for joining in the discussion. I think that from it, we all kind of know the how to be more persuasive in speech and writing and in other aspects of life. So I think that was very useful information and a good discussion.
This has been interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.